Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
I'm Scott.
We're keeping you in the guitar community. Scott's texting right now. So low effort.
Hey Diaz, did you know that French fries weren't first cooked in France?
They were cooked in Greece.
Yep.
I know that one. Don't worry. This episode brought to you by Dad Jokes. Actually, let's do the music and then we'll tell you who it's for. This episode is brought to you by listeners like Jason and listeners like Will and listeners like Philip and I can't remember the list.
Ben and Tom,
Tony,
Brian
Tony!
Gower.
Yeah.
I think that's everybody.
What's your name?
Oh, Matthew Fenslow.
Oh, yes. We can't forget Matthew Fenslow. But, all right. Well, thank you, everyone who supports the show. If you don't support the show, you should feel bad. You really should. Think about what you did. Don't stop listening.
I think we have a lot of white evangelicals in this group, so we're gonna press your shame button for a little bit.
Oh, my gosh.
And motivate you.
Yeah. Let's not.
Sorry, Diaz and I just both went into childhood trauma, so we need to
I really was just like, my first thought was Calvary Assemblies of God. Sorry, that was the church I was raised up in and felt really bad.
If I start singing Shine Jesus Shine, he's gonna really start like
shine, gotta show what you got. Yeah. Some DC talk up in here. Jars of Clay. Casting Crowns.
I mean, Jars of Clay's first album is still fantastic.
Listen, Casting Crowns and Counting Crows are two totally different things, by the way. They sound kind of similar.
Also, ignore Caedmon's Call in that group, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you know who those bands are, you really should support the show.
Yeah. Yeah, because we the same.
You're among friends here.
Yeah, this is a safe place.
You know who really loves Casting Crowns was Jason Fuzzmonger as a child. You really know.
Oh my gosh. Opposite day.
Yep.
Oh, heavens. All right. So let's do that part where we talk about what's new. Scott, do you have anything new this week?
No.
Nice.
I don't. Oh, so I have to talk about something though, don't I?
Okay. Yeah.
Albums I've been listening to a lot. I'm sorry, I'm going to open up Tidal and let you talk about what's your new, and then I'll go back to my thing.
Yeah, so new, I got the Ranger Danger from Electromotive Sound Co. It was apparently the last pedal, possibly, who knows. If Ben went back into business, I think we'd all be very, very excited about that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, definitely, it's really cool. It's a treble booster, which it sounds phenomenal. I love it because like it actually does. I plugged it in for a little bit today, and kicking it on in front of like an already like nice overdrive just brings it into the sweet, smooth territory.
You know what? It sounds great going into
what?
Boss Metal Zone.
Are you being serious or facetious?
I'm being completely serious.
Okay.
Both those pedals showed up around the same time, so they were both on the desk at the same time, and it works, man. It works.
Yeah, I mean, this pedal sounds great. So that makes number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his on the board. I've got.
Do you have a full house?
Yeah. I don't have the double-sided one, the Legend. I don't have the Legend. That's the only pedal I didn't have of his. But I do have 6 altogether. I do have the clone V1 and V2. But yeah. And then, well, I will say something also new. I was working with a friend of the show, Will. We were sending some music back and forth, and I added a little bit of stuff to some of his music.
Nice.
So it was a lot of fun.
Look at you using your new recording interface.
I did. It was, and honestly, a lot of it, I mean, I could use the Focusrite the same way, but I ran the Stomp like right into it, and it sounded great. I did a really cool thing with the Resitron and the bender that we've got, the fuzz bender from Electromotive.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a really cool. So like the thought was a kind of a concept album, Mm-hmm. And this song was about, what is it called whenever you're coming out of anesthesia? Emergence something. but that's the name of the song, and that's what it's about. So it was really cool. I did some guitar, some bass. It was probably about 5 tracks of guitar. So I did but a couple of the tracks were just I duplicated and I reversed it. So it's kind of like having a reverse delay on there, but not really. Just added a really cool undertone. And then I did 2 bass tracks, which were the same, but one had an 8-bit crusher feel to it, and one was clean, nice and a nice poppy clean. And I kind of blended them, and I also kind of warped the sound, so the 8-bit crusher was louder towards the end, and the clean, and they kind of reversed. So
nice. Are you live tracking that, or are you you're not reamping and doing all that stuff? You're just going straight in and recording that, right?
Well, yeah, for the most part.
Through the stomp, you're doing a direct signal path and just recording that as is, right?
Yeah, for the most part, except for there was the 8-bit crusher. I did use a plugin for that.
Okay. So
I added that, and then I added a little bit, in the interface, or on the DAW. I did add some extra a plate reverb, and stuff like that. So I did adjust. I did record most of the sound how I wanted it direct in.
Nice.
And then just tightened up a little bit of stuff. I mean, it's not great. Even I know the bass track I got off a little bit. Because there's no drums, and when he sent it to me, he didn't know what tempo he had set it at. So I was doing it live. And I told him, though, I said, if someone says anything about the bass getting a little bit off at one point, just tell me it was an arrhythmia. Because I did the bass kind of like a heartbeat. So that was kind of the intent on that with the sound. So that was and then the guitar at the end, I did the resonance and the fuzz. It was more kind of getting a flatline feel. So it was pretty cool. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious how you do all that kind of stuff, because
horribly.
I have a recording flow that I do where I do the whole plug in direct and then run it through a reamp. So I'm recording with effects, but I'm just recording my DI. Then I'll clean up my DI. So often I'll quantize my DI depending on what the part is and how much feel I want to leave in it or not, and then I'll reamp off that.
See, yeah, you seem like you're doing more the hardcore recording. I'm just doing straight in, just live.
Usually I'm doing backing tracks and stuff like that. So you just want to lock all that in as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, especially if you're doing stuff where it's all based you've got a metronome, you've got this timing and everything. So
our grid's already figured out at that point. So I'm just aligning it.
Yep. All right. Well, let's move on to some gear news.
Oh yeah. Hey, my what's new is I dug out Fall Out Boy's first album recently. I've been listening to that.
Under the cork tree or whatever.
The one before it.
Okay.
Take This to Your Grave.
Okay. I don't know if I even listened to anything off that album.
It's probably the one you'd like the most.
Really?
Because it's old punk pop. It's before they were a pop act. Yeah,
I mean, I really do. I mean, I do enjoy early Fall Out Boy. I saw them. That was a lot of fun. I always forget that I saw them because I went for free. And
nice.
We met them. We did my friend won tickets from a radio station. Or as the girl I was seeing at the time, she won tickets from the radio station. And at that point, I was that's when all the girls were oh, Fall Out Boy. And it was the cool thing to be fucking Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, they were a high school band that, from a few high schools down from where I grew up. So, we heard about Fall Out Boy as part of the local scene. I never saw them during that stage, but I definitely heard about them when I was in high school.
Were you into Fall Out Boy before it was cool to be into Fall Out Boy?
No, I was into Fall Out Boy right about when it became cool to be into Fall Out Boy. I knew about the band for a while because I heard the name, and then their first CP went around. A bunch of people had burned copies of it because that was the era.
Yes.
So
if you had a 50 pack of blank CDs, you were fucking king.
Yeah.
You were.
Oh gosh, the first kid who had a cable modem.
Oh my gosh,
that was our favorite person.
Or like I just remember whenever someone got DSL for the first time. You're like, oh shit.
I never had DSL.
I had. Oh yeah.
We went from dial up to cable.
Yeah, no, we were out in the boonies, man. We went from dial up to DSL to cable.
Yeah.
And then finally like fiber and stuff. So.
Well, you know what has plenty of fiber?
I mean, I do, but you can tell me.
Some new gear news.
Yeah,
that's going to make you shit your pants. Yes, no.
Yeah, well, it makes me.
Is this segue? Do I have any confidence in the segue? No.
It'll make your joystick hard. Walrus Audio Melee Wall of Noise, the shoegaze pedal with a joystick. So it's a distortion and a reverb with joystick control. I like it.
Is it the same distortion circuit as that's in the Janus?
The Janus or whatever, that was a fuzz, wasn't it?
Was it? It's a fuzz and tremolo in the old one.
Right. But this says distortion. And I mean,
it's distortion and reverb together.
I want to pedal with a joystick.
I've seen some really bad takes on this though.
Really?
Just throwing it out there. Yeah, like one was a bunch of people not realizing that. So there's a lot of people who subscribe to there's a set order of pedals, right? Like, and you have to obey that order and you can never deviate from it. And so those people are like, oh, but why would I want a distortion with a reverb? That's too. And I'm like, you put a reverb early in your chain, it's fine.
Yeah, you can.
It's for running them together and in a reasonable way.
Or you can run it at the end and have distortion on your whole. I mean, that's the shoegaze thing, is having your whole sound like distorted and reverb the shit.
Yeah, you can do it whenever. I mean, this is hardly the first like distortion and fuzz reverb together, but
Loomer.
Yeah, but the joystick adds an interesting dimension to this that I mean is worth talking about. I mean, it's something Walrus did as a cool thing, as we were talking about with the Janus ages ago. Like that's even like, isn't that pre-Colt?
No, I don't think so.
Wasn't that when Seth and Brady were doing it?
I don't know. I don't know the history of Walrus enough. I don't remember when Colt came in.
I thought the Janus was like, I think of Colt era as the Julia, but I could be wrong.
I don't know the history enough. But one of the cool things I love about it does have multiple reverbs. It has 3.
Colt, come on the show and correct us.
Yeah. So it's got an ambient reverb. It's got an octave down reverb, which is similar to the dark mode and the slow pedal.
Mm-hmm.
And then a reverse reverb with feedback,
which is something they did in what was the name of it? The Lore.
Okay.
Which came out last year, which I've been not a lot of used ones on the market yet.
So here's the thing. There's 2 different switches. One says sustain, one says bypass. Is that actual sustain or is that saying let's see. That's just a sustain.
It's a momentary thing.
Yeah, it latches in all 3 programs. Press and release sustain, which to capture and sustain the current reverb decay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can turn. I mean, yeah, because you can't run them separate. So I guess that might be another thing people are upset about.
Probably people will be like mad that it's not a bunch of like options galore, but the idea is to create a tone for a texture for a moment for this kind of thing that you're doing. And
I mean, the thing is too, and like, look, the best thing is because you got delay in, or you've got drive into reverb, or distortion into reverb, or reverb into distortion, and that reverb into distortion that's getting you some of that funky shoegaze stuff too.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about the price points coming in at $300?
I don't think it's ridiculous. I mean, I'd like to see it closer to like $250, but it is a modulation. It's got a joystick, which this isn't something that's very common. So I'm sure it's, helping kind of put the price up a little bit, but I don't have a total problem with it.
Mm-hmm. I love the artwork on it too. This
It
like
looks really
burning
cool.
tree, burning bush kind of imagery is just, and the pink is just so nice.
Yeah, it's great pink, and the green hue on the burning bush. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, it's made for shoegaze. That's literally the way that they're like pushing it. So burning bush, get it? Ha 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 ha.
Oh, I
And
missed that
then
joke because I was opening the next link.
okay, let's look at the next link.
Well, the next thing on the docket is Dunlop is coming out with the attack vector, which combines a phaser and an envelope into one handy enclosure.
Which that's also something that was done with the Pigtronics EP3
Simultaneously, or just like both in the...
Oh yeah, they were simultaneous. This is just both in the same. Nah.
This can be blended.
Okay, then yeah, we're good.
Okay. Because like I think of like the Keeley Bubbletron had, which is what I have, has the two as separate algorithms. They don't run them together. So
right.
pretty interesting kind of little thing here. I mean, two effects that we know well. Do you know how many phases the phaser is or pulse? Does not say in this.
See.
It's $200.
Not horrible.
Not horrible at all.
Yeah, you can run them. You can run them. You can do one or the other, or run both.
Did I say this was a Dunlop?
Yeah,
it's way huge.
Yeah, the thing it says Dunlop.
I something in my head. I thought it was an MXR pedal for so long when I was reading this just now.
Does Dunlop own way huge now?
Yes.
Then there you go. That's why.
Yeah. But yeah, $200. If you've been looking to kind of get those two things blended together, I think that's a cool place to look.
Yeah.
Also, if you've been looking for it, Earthquaker Devices released a silver edition of the Sun O Life V3.
Oh.
I don't know if the price is any different. It's exclusive to Reverb.
Okay.
On the Sun O website shop only.
Haven't they been usually doing those released through Sono?
Can't remember. But yeah, you gotta go Reverb for that one.
Well, no, because didn't they release a bunch of them? It was like just at concerts. It was at the merch section.
Oh, were they?
Yes.
'Cause I know they sold out like immediately, and then they kind of moved on.
I think they did one run that was only available at shows, and like people were literally like flocking to the show to like just buy them all up or something.
You know, I bet people are flocking to buy up.
What's that?
Devil and Sons has come out with the iPad guitar.
Yeah. Hold on. We're
in order.
If
you click Guitar Gears Gems,
never mind. Oh yeah,
and just keep scrolling, then you wind up at the next.
No,
thing.
it's because you separated them, and then that's why you put the separate ones, and then I had the combined one.
Yeah, I don't like combined ones.
Okay.
They mess with my flow, which is what we're doing right now.
With the flow, get with the flow, get low to the flow. Yeah, it's just I'm
almost like done talking about it already. It's an iPad in a guitar.
They did it for a build off, and it's being raffled as part of the Great Guitar Giveaway. So it's just like the iPad doesn't do anything.
What's weird is where it sits in the guitar with the bridge. So
the bridge is actually a part of the body structure because the iPad can come out.
Yeah, so it's just like overhanging on top of the iPad.
Yeah.
So the bridge is kind of weirdly in there.
Yeah.
So it must be on some kind of a trapeze thing. We don't need to talk about this pedal board thing, do we?
Flies through the air with... Yeah, there's fasteners for smart track pedal boards. Okay.
Home Depot, the pedal board.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the next thing then.
Go for it.
Fender Gold Foils, Telecaster Jazzmaster, and Jazz Bass. These look sweet. Gold foil loaded Fender limited editions were revealed. So gold foil pickups were originally popular in the 50s, and everyone wants them now. So Fender's listening. Just fantastic.
So is this a Fender So it's mini humbucking gold foil pickups. So is it just a mini humbucker with a gold foil on top of it, or?
Yeah.
Because this doesn't seem like it. Fender does not have the exact specs listed yet.
No, I don't. It's just gold foil on top of stuff. It's not going to be like actual gold foil like the D-Armans.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool about some of the, I mean, there's some interesting things in here in this list. Like the Jazzmaster is 3 mini humbuckers with a Bigsby.
Yeah. So like the thing is though, I love the look of the gold foils on the this is one time where I will say that I do like a nice 3-tone sunburst or 3-tone burst.
It looks really good, especially if you keep scrolling down when you get into the jazz bass where it's the tort on a blue,
baby blue. Oh yeah,
on a Sonic blue with a gold foil. Oh, it's just gorgeous looking.
That actually is it? That's is it Daphne blue or
this is Sonic blue?
Is it really Sonic blue? You click the link.
No, it just says it in the description right next to it.
Okay, shh! Don't talk to me ever again. It's about $1,200 or so.
Yeah, so these are going to be Player Series quality. They're coming out of the Mexico factory.
Hey Scott, did I tell you that these are Sonic? That's Sonic blue.
What's that?
That color is Sonic blue.
What's that, Diaz? I'm not quite hearing you.
The blue on the jazz bass is Sonic blue. That's what I was saying from the get-go, and you weren't listening.
Sorry, something's up with my headphone. Can you see this? What's going on?
Yeah, I can see it. Okay. I can see it.
Okay, just double checking.
You hit a bird. Speaking of blue, so those guitars are floating around the 1,300.
They're at Thomann. Are they at any other retailers?
I didn't see any yet.
Okay. Oh, tall, narrow frets. Ebony fingerboard.
Ebony.
Yeah.
I like ebony fingerboards.
Oh, I really like the Shoreline Gold Jazzmaster. Even though it's not a Jazzmaster. I like it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well. I'm tired. All right, speaking of Fender and blue, Fender limited edition Her or HER, is it actually Her?
I still don't really know.
Yeah, at this point I'm a little afraid to ask. Stratocaster Blue Marlin. So it's a Stratocaster in a
it's almost the Nebula finish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, now I see it like
it's like a blue to purple kind of thing. Silver anodized gold guard, matching headstock.
Matching headstock is what
I remember when the first signature came out with like the silver and silver with the matching headstock, and I went,
there's only 300 of these worldwide.
Oh great, they're already sold out. I was like, oh, this is a great looking guitar, but other than the finish, what's signature about this guitar?
Yeah.
And I still ask that question.
What are the pickups in it?
Standard Fender noiseless, vintage noiseless Stratocaster pickups.
So nothing
typical control layout. It's a mid 60s C shape, 9.5-inch radius, abalone dot markers.
Oh, they
with vintage tall frets. I mean, this was a standard spec for a minute there.
This is 1350, so made in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can still buy them. They're still available. Sweetwater has a pre-order, so
I'm surprised they're not sold out already at 300. Only 300 being made, but
yeah, but 1350. I mean,
yeah, and I don't know how much of a collector's edition these Mexican-made signatures are compared to.
This is really for someone who likes Her or really loves this color.
I mean, I really like the color.
$1,300. Love that color.
I'm set on Strats.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my dream Strat when I was like 22, so I'm good.
Was that the John Mayer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I bought a Silver Sky for fun, and if the Silver Sky ever gets hurt, like Silver Sky is going to be the travel guitar. Like if it ever gets broken in airline, I'm going to go, okay.
I fooled around and fell in love with.
You know what else I'm saying okay to? Taylor Guitars adding 3 new Sunburst models to the American Dream series.
Okay.
Um, as we all know, I am a sucker for Sunburst guitars, especially when it comes down to an acoustic.
I like them. I mean, they look nice.
Yeah, so it adds a Grand Theater, a Grand Concert, and a Grand Pacific shape.
This is like if you want a Taylor and a Martin.
Yeah, so an interesting thing with the Taylor is they don't stain the sides.
Yeah.
So it becomes a natural wood on the side really quickly, which I feel is a little off-putting.
Really? I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially like now if the headstock would have been a natural, yeah, that would have been really bad. But with the headstock being a darker stain,
they still have the veneer plate on the.
Yeah, I think it looks good. The back is still.
It makes the binding pop.
It does. I like it. As long as the back isn't natural, you're good.
I think the back's still going to be natural.
Oh, then I don't know if I like it.
Yeah. So with that, I mean, these are pretty affordable. I mean,
how much?
The low end side is 18, and they go up to about 2,000. For an American-made acoustic guitar.
Oh, I just saw the next article.
Oh yeah, I snuck that one in on you. Go for it, bro.
Machine Gun Kelly's mainstream sellout Schecter signature is now available.
It's the second with that line.
It's the satin one. Yeah, the black one, satin black.
Satin black with a little bit of pink accent there in the headstock.
Yeah, I like that one too. I like them, but I still like the pink one a lot.
I'll say I think aesthetically I don't really like the just black.
No, I like the pink one better aesthetically.
It pops a lot more.
Mm-hmm. It's more pop punk. I mean, like that's really the reason why I want that guitar. So I want to just play pop punk on it.
Other than that, specs seem to be almost the same thing. It's a 14-inch radius, which I find interesting.
Yeah,
it's a flatter guitar than I would have expected him to be playing.
It's really comfortable to play.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I still love whenever everyone was knocking him about the kill switch.
Oh, how they thought it was upside down or whatever.
Yeah, and he was like, it turns, motherfuckers. And I'm like, yeah. Like, even though I don't care for Machine Gun Kelly at all, any of his music, I really don't. But like, whenever, like, if someone got called out like that and he was able to like prove them wrong with something fucking nifty like that and putting guitar players in their place every once in a while is fucking great.
Yeah. Diaz, I have some bad news for you.
What?
The price is now $9.99.
They were what, $8.99?
I think they were less, so they're going up in price.
Yeah,
I mean everything is, but
yeah. I wonder, are there any for sale? The pink ones for sale?
I don't know. You know, there's nothing more punk than the last line of the article mentioning his Disney Plus documentary.
Nice. Oh, the pink ones in stock at places too.
Yeah, I mean, I think the market has kind of saturated with them at this point. So
I love how it's got 2.6 stars. Yikes, MG doesn't deserve a signature. This makes me regret ever buying anything Schecter. Okay, so people are just reviewing it because they're dumb. They're not actually reviewing it.
I still think you should. One of the things I do like about Amazon reviews sometimes is that they'll have the verified purchaser.
Right.
So you actually have to buy it to give it a review. You don't just get to like write crap.
And I think that's also something. Do a lot of the guitar places do that, or can anyone write a review on anything?
I think anyone can write a review on anything because they want reviews. And
yeah, well, the website, like Sam Ash has it almost. It's 4.7 out of 5 stars. I mean,
yeah.
So
you know, it's a 5 out of 5 stars.
What's that?
The Boss Katana 50.
Oh,
but there's a new kid on the block.
New kids on
which
the block.
Which is the Mark II EX, which takes the 5 watt 50 watter to now be ready to be run in what they call stereo mode, which I believe is where you link 2 of them together.
Yep.
So that's pretty dope.
And also,
and also available as a head.
Yep. Well, they've got the Artist Mark II head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean,
so the price of the Katana 50 are going up, aren't they?
A little bit. No, because they got
EX.
this out now, so they dropped prices of the regular 50s down for a little bit. That's when my nephew actually got one.
I'm trying to remember. I think I paid like $250 for mine when I got it.
Yeah, maybe.
Which, you know, $270 is what Zounds wants for the Mark II 50, but that's not the EX version. So, I imagine the EX adds everything I'm seeing is like trying to throw other things in the kit, so it's a lot more expensive. Here's Sweetwater, $339. So that adds about $60,
which is
$70 to the Mark II. The Mark II is $270 now.
Yeah, that's what my nephew bought it at.
So $270 to $240, or $340. So that's $70.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. I still stand by the Mark II is one of the best. I wish that was a starter amp when I was starting out, and I see people turning their nose up at constantly, and I'm like, you shouldn't.
Like we talked about it on the show before. My nephew bought his first guitar and first amp, and I pushed Harley Benton and Boss Katana, and he is ecstatic about it. Like, he loves it. And that's the thing. And that, like, I tell people all the time, everyone's like, what do you tell people, new guitar players? Don't give up. That's literally the thing that stops people, is giving up, and practice, like, try and learn stuff you want to learn. But it's like, yeah, I mean, and this is what I was trying to tell my nephew, because he wanted to buy some shitty Epiphone at Guitar Center because he wanted to go home with a guitar. And I was like, dude, it's like, just wait a little bit. Like, and that's the whole thing. You got to start off with gear that is a little bit either above your skill level or has the ability to grow with your skill level. And the Katana is really one of those amps that, like, I mean, gigging Nashville people use. I love the Katana.
It is good enough.
I mean, it's
everything.
It really is. Like, literally, if you had like a new guitar player, or like someone's like, oh, I want to get into worship music and I don't have money to buy much pedals, get a Katana.
Yep.
And just have a set sound, and you can achieve any sound you want.
And just roll your volume knob back. That's all you need to do.
That's all you need to do. You want to be clean, roll your volume knob back.
But the biggest problem with that, as much as I love to tell that advice to people, is you also need a right hand that can handle that kind of playing, and beginner guitar players just don't have that. You need to turn pedals on and off to give you dynamics because you don't have it in your right hand yet.
Yeah, and learning how to work the guitar, like, learning,
you work that guitar.
Yeah, like oh yeah, you want to go from clean to and get a little gritty, you got to push in.
Yeah,
you got to dig in on that, and you got to get that aggressive, and then you need to sound a little cleaner, but you don't want to turn off pedals. Change your picking attack, lighten it up, roll your volume back just a smidge,
rotate the pick 90 degrees.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised what that does for you.
Calm down the edge.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I gotta get that edge. But yeah. Anywho, let's keep moving on. Silktone unveils the feature-rich Micronaut Mini tube amp. I don't know anything about this.
I don't really know anything either. So, they claim it's their most versatile amplifier to date.
But is it, though?
It's an amp, and it's also a DI box, a preamp, and a drive, all rolled into one compact unit.
Okay, how much is it?
You're making me scroll out of order. It's $1,000.
Yeah.
So there's a few different stages or modes in it. So mode 1 is the more crisp sounding and gentle. They call it a very pretty and sweet. So it's your edge of breakup. A tone is slightly scooped and has enough headroom to run a full pedal board. So, i.e. Fender mode.
Yep.
Mode 2 is the dirtier and grittier of both settings and alters the whole response of the amp by blending these two together and using increased levels of touch sensitivity. However, impressive leads are harmonic texturing revealed. The line out works with an isolated reactive load.
Okay.
It appears that it's...
Yes.
It appears... Has output transformer. I'm looking
The
to see what
episode just
tubes
fell
are in
apart
it.
the episode just fell apart whenever Scott and Jonathan just kept yelling, "It appears," and I just call myself Jonathan, which is really weird. Did that make anyone else really uncomfortable?
Yeah, shut up, Diaz.
All right, thank you.
You're Diaz.
Wow, I never refer to myself as that name. That's my Christian name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other news, things outside everyone's price range. RME has a new audio interface.
Yeah, it's portable.
The Digiface. Well, the baby faces were all portable too. What's interesting is it's still USB 2.0.
Wow.
But runs at 192 kilohertz. So if you're an audiophile snob like that, that's something for you. 14 inputs, 16 outputs, full color display, function buttons.
Wait, how many inputs and outputs?
It claims 14 inputs. So on the front, there's two XLRs.
Yeah, that's 2.
The back has an AES-3, which if I forgot how. I think that might be able to do 8 channels. I can't remember how many.
Oh, okay.
AES either is 2 or 8. Because AES is digital over XLR.
Okay.
So like for Helix kids, that's how you run stereo into your. You can run stereo into the. What were the power cabs called? Were they just called power cabs?
Yes, they were called power
You can run
cabs.
stereo over one XLR to the power cabs using AES, using Helix. It also has ADAT and SPDIF, so that's 8 channels.
Okay.
But yeah. How much do you think they cost, Diaz?
I would guess like 500.
North of $2,000.
Fuck me running. No. No.
This is
No.
This is RME for you, buddy.
Fuck you, RME. I don't even know who you are, but I don't like you.
RME is studio snob stuff.
They're proud of their shit. That's all I'm saying. They're proud.
Yeah. So like I said, this isn't for anybody I think that's really listening to the show. I think we're more the Focusrite crowd, but yeah.
Yeah, or I'm more of the UA Volt crowd. Not UA Volt. Well, I can't afford UA stuff.
You're one of those kind of people that buys a Mini Cooper and goes around telling everyone you drive a BMW?
No.
The B stands for British Motors Works, right?
I'm one of those people who would buy like a Charger and get the Hellcat stuff and just put it on it.
Even though you have the skinniest tires ever in the front and back?
Yeah, just put the fucking name Hellcat on it. No, that's its name. It doesn't have a Hellcat. I just call it Hellcat.
So a question for people who buy Dodges, is it like, do you sign a paperwork or something that says I'm going to tailgate up the ass of whoever's in front of me all the time and drive like an impatient jerk? Or is that just a byproduct of owning a Dodge? I
think the whole thing is because you get so cold because you're spending so much money on them. You get so, even though they're not that great, you get so cold that you have to be close to other people. So you just have to ride their ass.
If there's ever
or maybe
someone
they're regretting
pissing
their decision of buying a Dodge and they're just trying to suck up your fumes.
If there's ever someone who's going to piss me off for tailgating me, and at least this might be a Chicago thing, this might be an everywhere thing. It's a blue Dodge Durango.
Really?
That is, in my eyes, the tailgater car of impatient person who's not actually going faster than you.
I would agree with Durango, but it's usually like silver or gold, and it's like it's got a fucked up bumper or a fucked up like like quarter panel.
Yeah,
like one quarter panel is a different color than the rest of them, or one door is different than the rest of them.
And I'm pretty sure it's a V6 Durango at the same time. It's not. It's not a fast one.
No. They're on your ass, but their floor, their pedal is to the floor, and like they just want you to think that they're going to pass you. And
and then you get out of the way, and it takes them forever to pass you.
Yeah, so it's like gold or silver with a black or blue door, maybe possibly red door, or the best one is the Ford. No, not the Ford Explorers, but like the GMC Sierras. Are those? Or no, those are the trucks. It was the giant like almost like a large Bronco.
The GMC one?
Yeah, I think it's GMC. but it's like, or like it's just one of those giant ones, and it's always like green, and sometimes has a red door for some reason. Like I always see it, I'm like, oh, fucking Santa Claus doing really rough right now.
Well, you know, it's also silver with a blue door. Behringer's new AKS Mini. When you look at the picture, that joke will make sense.
It really
is silver with a blue door.
Yeah, little mini synthesizer. This is something I saw it and I thought of Will.
Yeah, $99.
Gotta love Behringer on
it's
that.
a VCS3 clone.
Yeah. How much is a VCS3?
Probably not this cheap.
$120.
I mean, the old VCS3s are big.
Okay.
Here's one listed for $13,500.
Okay, so we're saving
Reverb.
We're saving a little bit of money.
Yeah, just a little bit at $99. It's also compact and tight. It's got a joystick.
It does have a joystick.
I mean, this is another time to talk about, you know, Behringer does clones and yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, it seems like this is something people really want. So have at it.
Yeah, have fun. You know what? Go fucking nuts.
You know, it's also really fun.
What?
Hosting this podcast once in a while with you, Diaz.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
And you know what makes that possible?
What's that?
All the patrons that support this show.
All of you guys.
We appreciate you. If you want to be someone that we appreciate, you know what? You know, if you listen to this show, we already appreciate you. But if you really want to jump into the level where we actually love you,
yeah, our love is for sale.
It's going to cost you.
Yeah, at least $5 a month. That's the. Anywho, yeah, but like, you know, that's what we appreciate about you.
Is that all you appreciate about me, Diaz?
No, I don't know the rest of it.
Why don't you, hey Diaz, why don't you take about 5 or 10% off there? Oh yeah, yep, high ground. There you are.
I got sucked into a Shorzy reel, like on Facebook.
Dude, Shorzy was great.
I just need to watch the show. I need to watch Letterkenny and then Shorzy. It was just like a collection of him hitting on some woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or not hitting on, but like just saying how much he loves her and all that.
I'd be so good for you.
Yeah. It was hilarious. I was dying. So is that the guy? That's the main character, right?
It's Jared Kiso. He plays Shorzy and he plays Wayne, the main character in Letterkenny.
Yeah.
I think, doesn't Tony do a Letterkenny podcast?
What?
I thought he did.
I don't know. I can't keep track of podcasts anymore. I can barely keep track of ours.
I think it's in the Just Surprise Me universe of podcasts.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's not in the 60 Cycle Hum universe of podcasts.
No.
Which, I mean, Just Surprise Me is like a, you know, lesbian cousin of 60 Cycle Hum. We're more like the cousin that, like,
doesn't know when to stop an analogy.
Yeah, and like we'll be like, hey, we're gonna meet up this summer, and we'll like take care of the house and everything. You guys just give us money, and then we all hang out. It's fun. All right, well, we're gonna end this episode now because that train of thought crashed.
Has left the station completely.
It's not coming back.
Choo choo.
Oh, go ahead. You were doing it. You were ending it.
I was into it.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, everyone. Go to theeffectsloop.com. It's got links to our Facebook group, our Instagram, our merch, our YouTube, our email. If you want to email us and talk about stuff, okay. And then our Patreon, which is that thing that we talked about that makes us feel good. So we appreciate everyone, guys. Have a good week. For the Effects Loop, I'm Diaz.
I'm Scott.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye. Adios. Good night.
You could physically hear the steam leaving.
It literally was just like a brick wall. It's like fucking.
dictionary. Why is negativity always drawn out? Pictionary, visualize love. Energize lives together. We undefeated. A plan to make where there's no gloves needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing in a community that remains happy. Never after. The world should be one. Hate annihilated. Every heart is one. Love again. So don't buy the hate. Don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. Don't buy the hate. Don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. Don't buy the hate. Don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. Don't buy the hate. Don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. We can overcome it. Don't buy the hate. Don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes. Make the love flow, make the love flow. 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 Make
Oh, actually, did I ever show you this? This should be Patreon content, but it's not. It's going to be us talking over the music and pissing Philip off.
Oh, does he get mad when we play over the music?
Oh, he hates it when we do this over the music.
Philip, go. We at one point had a link to the album and stuff.
Oh, it's still there.
Pieced Together by Marcus Gullen. You can go listen to whatever you want to. It's on those streaming services.
So, you know all the crazy nose stuff I've been dealing with?
Yeah.
I had a night where I just started whistling.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I recorded it. So let me see if I can get this across.
I can't really hear it.
Well, it sounds like, you know how like you hold a balloon and it's just like, yeah. Dude, you just nailed it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's a noise I do all the time. It bugs the dog. And like it's I always do it whenever I make fun of the girlfriend if she decides to poot. if she's a little gassed out.
Yeah, so it's weird is it would basically be like I would exhale and then it would start when I'm kind of out of air.
Oh gosh.
I just texted it to you.
Yes.
You can listen to this at home.
Elise is gonna be like, "What are you listening to?" Scott's nose whistle while you sleep. Leave me alone. Like, your guys' friendship is going way too far.
It's like he's next to me in the bed, starving for air because he needs a sleep apnea mask.
Can I set this as a white noise?
It is white noise.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna go pass the F out. I'm gonna go see if the 3-year-old fell asleep, which I hope she did. So.
I'm gonna edit this episode and get it out still on a Wednesday.
Still on a Wednesday. All right, man. I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.